Hi, we are live, and I'm trying to be live on TikTok too. So y'all just have to bear with me. Let me get this going. So how do I make you a moderator? I see that
Took my name.
click your name.
Hmm.
Hey Bree. It's not giving me the opportunity. Oh, there it is. Add moderator.
Shit.
Okay, yeah. Hey y'all, I'm live on YouTube. So my son is about to drop the channel name so y'all can find me on YouTube, and we're gonna be talking all things pharmacy technician. We're also going to be talking about um, like top 200 drugs and things like that. So if you are joining me on TikTok, please come to the YouTube, or you can stay there. You just probably gonna be looking at the top of my head, child, because my head is down. Hey Aisha, I do have my friend Aisha with me. She is in the course, the 15-week course. So a lot of you all have talked about starting a pharmacy technician school. This is a great time to join my live so you can see what the content looks like and what it's like to start a pharmacy technician school. It's so interesting that so many people have the same interest that I do. But again, I want you to see what it's like to have a pharmacy technician school first, or I guess at least just see what it's like to have a class. Okay. So that's what this is going to be about tonight. She is actually going through the program. So where did she go? Okay,
I
there she
I
is.
think I've closed my phone. It's no. Hey everybody.
Hey, okay. Look now, don't leave me. But as we are on tonight, we will be going over the top 200 drugs. This is a good time if you want to be a pharmacy technician instructor. Some of my friends are saying that they are already pharmacy techs. Shout out to the pharmacy techs, all my friends chiming in on TikTok. I see y'all. We got 200 people on TikTok.
Okay.
Okay.
Woo!
And shout out to the 4 people on my YouTube. I'm loving y'all. But yes, definitely drop where you're chiming in from. Please ask questions, friends, on my TikTok. If you go to my YouTube, I'll be answering questions there. I'm gonna try my best to look back and forth between the cameras. So please definitely don't be mad at me tonight. Okay. So let's see what we're gonna be covering first. I want to show you real quick. So let's see what we're gonna be. Let's see. I am going to pull over and add to present. Is this it? Oh no, let me go back. Okay. So, and I know you want to talk about
The top 200
the
drugs.
top 200 drugs. So I did pull that up. But what I am going to show really quickly is um, okay, so before we jump into the top 200 drugs, one of the things I wanted to share first is we've had a lot of questions about how do you get started, how do you become a pharmacy technician. For my friends who are interested in becoming a tech, we are currently enrolling right now. We are enrolling right now for our 15-week pharmacy technician program. If you are interested in becoming a tech, all you need to be is at least 16 years of age or older. You should have a high school diploma, you should have a GED, or you should be working towards one of the two within 2 years or less. So you don't necessarily have to have that high school diploma and GED in your possession to get started. The phone number is 903-295-5933. Definitely feel free to reach out to us via text message or phone call. And then you can also email us at info@lwpschool.com. I'm also going to make sure that I am running and keeping some information showing for you all tonight, so that way you'll have that information on hand and things of that nature. Please definitely feel free to drop your comments in the chat and we will go from there. Okay. The first thing I want to jump into is our top 200 drugs. So we do have a book, an ebook for our top 200 drugs. And that ebook covers all of the pharmacy technician prefixes and suffixes, if you will. Okay. So I want to start there. My friend tonight said, I need to look at some top 200 drugs. So we're going to get started on that. And then if you have questions, let me know. We're also going to talk towards the end about what it's like to start a school. I'll share a little bit of my experience, and I will be on tonight until about 7:30 or so Central Standard Time. Okay. So definitely feel free just to come on in and join the party. As you join, make sure that you do share where you're calling or where you're joining from. Also, let me know what your questions are as you come in, okay? So, uh, all right. So now this is our top 200 drugs. I'm so excited about this ebook that we created. We created this ebook not that long ago, and it's completely online. We're going to be releasing it back out to everybody, but I created this with a colleague of mine, Mrs. A, who also is a pharmacy technician. Shout out to Mrs. A. She's all the way in New Jersey, but she is very dedicated to everything that's pharmacy tech. So definitely want to make sure that she is given credit tonight. We're going to be talking about different drug systems as well as word stems and things like that. So when you think about the word stems of the word stems of the drugs, and then the different body parts, these different body parts most of the time are assigned to a specific body part. Did I say that? I'm trying to make sure that because I want you, okay, good, because I want to make sure I'm saying that right. Basically, when you're thinking about high blood pressure, you're going to be thinking about the cardiovascular system. And when you think about like a stomach issue, you'll be thinking about the digestive system and so on and so forth. So let's go ahead and dive into that. And I love this little book because I feel like it is super duper I feel like it is super duper engaging because it's so, pretty and all of those things there. If you are, make sure y'all are able to drop a chat. I want to make sure that the chat is working okay. So when you are looking at this one here is the cardiovascular system. And so everything from the next few slides are going to be about the cardiovascular system. Um, the generic name is amlodipine, and then the word stem is going to be DIPINE. Now pay attention to this because you will see that DIPINE is a word stem that matches the cardiovascular system. And whenever you see it, it's going to trigger in your mind that it is a calcium channel blocker. DIPINE. Do I need to zoom in at all? Or can everybody see that?
Zoom in just a tad bit, friend. Or Miss Bradford.
You can call me friend, it's fine.
Okay,
it's okay. Yeah, it's okay. YouTube, I don't see a link in your bio. If you click on the what is it, the link tree, and then once you click the link tree, you click on the YouTube, and it should take you directly to my YouTube channel. So here, this is amlodipine. Now, amlodipine can be used to treat high blood pressure. It can be used to treat anything that is dealing with the cardiovascular system, okay? And this particular, and it says angina and arrhythmia. So if someone is dealing with arrhythmia, that means that their heart rate is off. It could either be sped up or it could be slowed down. But in any way, form, or fashion, it's off. You have tachycardia and then you have bradycardia. Okay. You don't necessarily have to remember all of that. But when it says arrhythmia, that just means that the rhythm of the heart is not where it should be. Okay. Angia is just another fancy word for pain, right?
Okay.
So, and whenever you see angia, a lot of times you can pretty much bet your money that that's chest pain. Um, but yeah, just another fancy word for that. And then this one here says, take with food, store me at room temperature, and the dosage forms is tablet and suspension. Tablet and suspension. Tablet and suspension. Now, when you think about the tablet and the suspension, suspension can be for individuals who have a hard time swallowing, tablets and capsules. But tablets and capsules are typically the most convenient route because you can store them in your bag and keep it moving. But with the suspension, a lot of the times you have to kind of have a spot where it don't spill and all of those things. Um, I want to introduce really quickly to you all the concept of this flashcard. This flashcard is the drug introducing itself to you. That's why it says about me, and then it says, "Hi, I'm Norvaz." Because the brand name is Norvaz and the generic name is amlodipine. Now, in the pharmacy, we tend to remember a lot of things by the generic name, and we tend to do that because most times the insurance companies pays for the generic and not the brand, because a lot of times the brand is a lot higher, right? So the concept of this is for you to be introduced to the drug, right? And the drug is like, hey, my name is amlodipine, or my name is Norvez. It's really cool. Okay. And please stop me, Aisha, if you have questions, because right now you are the voice for the people, okay? Oh,
No,
let me
this
see.
is good. This is a good way. So let me make sure I'm understanding correctly. So a lot of the cardiovascular drugs, do they all have similar stems or the same stem?
Um, a lot of the cardiovascular drugs are going to have similar, well, let me not say similar stems, but let's start keeping track. So this is
Okay.
one. There are a few more that I'm going to show you before we get to the next body system.
Okay.
So we may not be able to get through all of the body systems tonight by 7:30, but at least you'll see, you can kind of start categorizing, okay, these three stems go with this body system, and this body system is used to treat, or this body system is where high blood pressure lives, or where chest pain lives, or where um, high cholesterol lives, that sort of thing.
Okay.
Because it's so hard to try to remember all these top 200 drugs. Because for one thing, they're making drugs every day, all the time. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out to Barbara. I see you, and Paula. Hey, Paula. I'll definitely make sure that. Hey, Raven. I'll make sure that I put in the information in the YouTube chat as well. Hi to everybody on TikTok. I see y'all joining. Okay, so let's go to the next one. The next one is atenolol. The next one is atenolol, and atenolol is also a part of the cardiovascular system, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the cool thing about atenolol that I really enjoy is that it ends in OLOL. Well, a lot of us know OLOL to be laughing out loud, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm laughing out loud because you're happy, your blood is flowing the correct way, things of that nature, right? So it says, "Hi, I'm Norman." And look, let me tell y'all something about me. Baby, I give these drug names I say it however I feel like I need to say it. In the pharmacy, you have people who pronounce it the way they are pronouncing it. I say it the way I need to say it. The customer say it another way, and that's all fine and dandy because baby, we all know we're talking about the same drug. Okay, so I say that to say, don't pressure yourself on trying to remember how to say the drugs. It's better that you know what the drug does and that you can find it when it's time to find it. Okay.
Mhm.
But to Norman is also used to treat the same thing: hypertension, angina, and myocardial infarction. It says I can also lower the risk of death after a heart attack. So some people take atenolol after they've had a heart attack. What I've seen atenolol be used for a lot in the pharmacy is high blood pressure. Hypertension is another word for high blood pressure. And it's so interesting to me because when somebody has high blood pressure and I hear this word hypertension, it just means to me that they got a lot of tension in their bodies. The tension is hyper
It's
because
hyper.
that root word, the root of hypertension, or maybe the prefix of hypertension is hyper. So whenever you think about somebody being hyper, it's like they're overactive. They don't know how to kind of regulate themselves, right?
Mhm.
So hypertension, the tension part, when I think about tension, sometimes I think about stress. I think about somebody maybe holding their fist tight. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? I think
Or
about
clenching their jaw.
clenching their jaw. That's a good one.
Mhm.
Some sort of uneasiness,
Mhm.
So that's what high blood pressure looks like in the body.
Mhm. That's good. That's good,
Mhm.
friend. That's
Yeah,
good.
yeah. I'm glad you can relate to that.
Yeah.
Now the beta blocker is the drug class. Beta blocker is the drug class for this particular drug. So we want to remember the drug class. Let's try to remember the generic name, and let's try to remember the word stems. Okay. You can also try to remember the brand, but I will tell you in pharmacy, when you're dealing with these drugs, it's so much information, y'all. If you try to remember everything about the drug, you're going to drive yourself crazy. So just pick what's easy for you. Remember, I told you the other night, we're going to live a soft life. Okay. I tell my kids all the time, baby, I can't be everything for everybody. Okay. So that means for you, you can't try to remember everything. Some of the things you're going to forget, some things you're going to retain, and that is okay. That is fine. One of the things here that's pretty interesting is you see 10, the word 10 in the law, and then you also see that the prefix of the brand also begins with the word 10. So if you ever had to match these together, sometimes the drugs are friendly enough where they will show you that they're related. So it's
Mhm.
like when you think about your cousins, a lot of times you and your cousin may share the same last name. Y'all not brothers and sisters, but y'all are cousins. And so you may have the same last name as your cousin. Well, that's the same thing with brand and generic. Sometimes in the generic, it will reveal to you that I'm kin to the brand.
Mhm. Mhm.
Hopefully that makes sense.
It did. It made a lot of sense.
Okay, so now we're going to go to the next one, atorvastatin. Atorvastatin. So when you think about atorvastatin, we're still in the cardiovascular. So far we've looked at statins, we've looked at OLOL, and we've looked at DIPINE. So we have three root words or three prefixes so far. Maybe I'll just say word stems. Three word stems so far for the cardiovascular system. Three word stems for the cardiovascular system. Okay. Now, for the cardiovascular system, when we're thinking about Lipitor or any type of drug that is used to treat high cholesterol, it is typically going to end in statin, STATIN. Friends, if you are looking and thinking that you're going to open up a pharmacy technician school, you've got to know these tips and tricks because if you don't, your friends are not going to pass. It's nothing wrong with having the school and being prosperous and being successful. But if you're the only one successful from your product, then how successful are you? Because if you're not helping other people to get across the finish line, then you playing in their face. Look, we ain't gonna play with it. I'm just gonna tell you. So if you have been a technician and you've been out of school for a while, these type of lives and videos are going to help to ensure that you can give back properly. Because if you, again, had just been in the pharmacy working in your field and not behind the tools where the teaching is happening, then you want to definitely make sure you brush up on this information. Now for atorvastatin, or for the statins, one of the things that are very common is for them to avoid grapefruit products. I will tell you that grapefruit juice, when you see on your PTCB exam, you may see what food should be avoided. And it may give you orange juice, grapefruit juice, cranberry juice, or lemonade. And your dad is in there. And it may, it's my child, my children, got children over here. But it may give you those options. And if it does give you those options, a lot of times grapefruit is going to be your answer. Okay. I just want you to remember that.
Okay. Is it because it's so acidic? So it has so much acid in it. I can't get the word out. Acid. It's very acidic.
Right. I know what you're saying. Grapefruit juice contraindicates, it interacts negatively with these particular drugs. Any drug ending in a statin. So it does not allow the medication to do what it needs to do to bring down the cholesterol. And sometimes when they have this is actually called a food to drug interaction.
Mm-hmm.
And a food to drug interaction is when the food that you're eating is interacting with the drug that you're taking in a negative way.
Mm-hmm.
Some people have said that grapefruit juice has actually reduced their high cholesterol. Okay. But if you're taking it along with the medication, it may be reducing, it may be having some negative effects with it. So we always tell individuals avoid the grapefruit products.
Okay.
Okay. People should also be avoiding alcohol, but we know that people are not always doing that. Okay. Any questions so far? How do you feel?
No, this is good. Where can I know as a consumer, where can I find, as a student, where can I find this book?
Now I will tell you, so I had this book out, and it was, the short answer is right now we are emailing it to everybody. And it's a free book. So if friends want this, y'all just send us an email and we can get this copy to you. I think we're gonna put it back up where everybody can just download the link. We had it on Amazon and somebody was hacking our account, so we had to take it down. I don't know if I showed that, but somebody actually did hack the account.
So what they can do, friend, is go to the website and go into the interest and just state that they're interested in the top 200 drugs book.
Okay, that's what we'll do. So yes, if you are interested in this book, definitely send us a contact info form and let us know that you're interested, and we'll get this to you. You can also drop it in the chat, and we'll get it to you as well. Okay, so let's go to the next one. And the next one is Prill. Okay, so now we have talked about, so far, we talked about DIPINE. We have talked about OLOL. We've talked about statins. Hey, Tamika girl. And now, is this our third or fourth one?
This is our third one.
So this is our fourth. This has to be our fourth, right? Because we did DIPINE.
Oh, yeah, because we did DIPINE. We did OLOL. L, and then we did just finish. You're right. It's our fourth one.
Okay, good. All right, cardiovascular system, and we have DIPINE. Okay, and now we are on Pril. Pril. Okay, not Trill, but Pril. PRIL. Okay, benzapril. Benzapril is also used to treat high blood pressure, and congestive heart failure. High blood pressure and congestive heart failure. Okay. Now, Pril is going to be our word stem for this particular drug, and there are so many drugs that are going to say that may end in Pril, and anytime it ends in Pril, you're going to know that it is for high blood pressure. Okay. Now, the cool thing about this is the brand name is Lotensin, and the generic name is benzapril. Well, they really don't look alike at all. But remember, I told you that tension goes with hypertension, which is also high blood pressure.
Mm-hmm.
So when you see tension or even this word 10,
Mm-hmm.
we're going to think about somebody that's on 10 because their blood pressure is high. You know how you be seeing people, they like, whoa, that just raised my blood pressure.
Mm-hmm.
They nervous when I got bad.
Mm-hmm.
Like that. I'm so late to this. Is there a donation area? Look at you, Tamika. I'm not exactly sure. There's probably not one. But you could definitely email us at info@lwpschool.com, and we can talk more about different things if you like, or you can send it there. You can also send it to Cash App at LW Pharmacy School. Cash App at LW Pharmacy School. So I really appreciate this. We appreciate you, Tamika. Thank you for being here. So when you think about benzapril, I also want you to think about the side effects. Okay. Now, a lot of times, side effects for certain medications, especially when we're talking about high blood pressure, may result in dizziness. Dizziness. Okay. Dizziness. The patient may definitely feel dizzy. I remember that there was a drug called lisinopril, which also, remember we just talked about the prils.
Mm-hmm.
We're talking about benzapril right now, okay? Lisinopril. So there was a person and somebody that I knew, and they took the lisinopril and their lips, they were black. And at this time, there was something that was going on where a lot of Black people and I want to say Hispanic individuals were taking this lisinopril and they were having this allergic reaction where their lips were swelling so big.
I think I saw that somewhere.
Yeah, that was a form of a pril. Okay,
Okay.
so when you get an opportunity, you can look up that and just see what that looks like.
Okay. I remember that.
You do? Okay, good.
Yeah.
It's good when y'all can remember. Okay, so look again. Here goes carvedilol, LOL. Now, this one doesn't necessarily have the OLOL, but this is another drug that is also in the same cardiovascular system and is used to treat hypertension, right? And it's the same thing. It's a beta blocker. All of the LOLs are beta blockers. But what I really want you to see here, and all of my other friends who are joining us, is that a lot of times this information will repeat itself over and over and over. Okay. If you can learn the root words or stem words, rather, it will help you to retain these drug names a lot easier because they just kind of keep going and they're using, especially these type of drugs. This is a very popular drug. Carvedilol is a very popular drug. Somebody says this happened to me. That happened to me back in 2021. Almost lost my life from it, and now I'm on And now I know I'm allergic to ACE inhibitors. Yeah, I'm telling you, it is a scary thing. It is so scary. So scary. I'm so glad you made it through that, friend. I wouldn't have even had a chance to meet you. Okay. Is this helping you at all, Aisha?
It really is. So I'm gonna need you to email me the book because you haven't emailed me this.
Okay, I'll definitely send this to you. Am I going too fast at all?
No, it's fine. You know, I'm a
Okay.
note taker, so.
Me too. I love to take notes. That's how I retain. Y'all
Mhm.
better have y'all notes too. Y'all better be taking y'all notes. Make sure y'all taking y'all notes. We're still in the cardiovascular system. So now we're looking at the sartans, not Spartans, but sartans. Sartans. So far we've learned 5 root words or root word stems rather for the cardiovascular system. Cardiovascular system. So far we've learned 5.
Mhm.
Okay. Now, um, do you see how the Lozartan is there, and then you have the Cozar? Okay. There's really not much here. The brand is Cozar. There's really not much here that connects the two. You just kind of have to know that. But one thing you do want to know when you see Cozar or Lozartan, anytime you see any of those sartans, Sartan, you want to remember that it is congestive heart failure or high blood pressure. I a lot of times push all these with high blood pressure just because it's easier for me. But again, it's however you need to remember it. However you need to remember it is what we will do. Okay. I could only recommend, but you are, ultimately going to be the person who's going to remember it.
Mhm.
Okay. There's not a lot to see here. You also will remember that this drug class is an angiotensin. And again, you see that tensin.
Yep.
I always think about, so when you see that, you already know, okay, this is dealing with high blood pressure, and high blood pressure is dealing with the heart. So when you see angio being the heart, and then tension kind of representing blood pressure or that tension in the body. Okay. So these people who have high blood pressure, we really want them to take a chill pill and just kind of reduce the tension in their bodies. So that's why exercise and things like that is very good for people that struggle with that because it gives them an outlet.
An outlet.
Okay, so here we are. We're still on cardiovascular and we're back to the statins. This is another statin, and this one can also be used to treat high blood pressure. No, excuse me, high cholesterol. But it says that this can also be used for strokes, heart attacks, and angina. Okay, they need to avoid alcohol when they're using this drug. And anytime you see statins, you know that it is used for high cholesterol. Statins. So again, we're still so far we have 5 word stems that belong to the cardiovascular system. Hey to my friends on TikTok. I see y'all. Okay. Any questions about Crestor? Do you know anything about it? Have you ever heard of it?
I've heard of Crestar. Crestar is pretty popular.
Very popular drug. Very, very popular drug. Um, okay, let's keep going. Let's see. All righty. Here we are again in Lapril. Same thing. What and I will tell you also for me, if I write down one side effect for benzapril, that's going to be my same side effect I'm going to remember for enlapril. It's going to be my same side effect I'm going to remember for lisinopril. It's going to be the same side effect that I'm going to remember for any other drug that ends in the name pril. Because again, they're related. It's
Mhm.
like, most of the times people be like, oh, I can tell y'all related because y'all act just alike, right?
Yeah.
That's the same way with medications.
Yeah.
Act just alike. So I know y'all related. we won't spend too much time here. Um, Zestriel is the sometimes you will see, and this is good that this is coming up because sometimes you will definitely see drugs that have two brand names and one generic name. Two brand names and one generic name. So you see how this drug has Prenivil and then Zestriel, and the generic is lisinopril.
Mm-hmm.
Well, remember, we just talked about benzapril and imipril, so it's pretty much the same information. But the good thing here that you're seeing is how this drug can have two brand names and one generic.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Any questions? Did that kind of throw you for a loop there?
No, I guess my question would be like, if I take the test, do you know if they list it together or they list them separately, or?
In my experience, from what a lot of the students have told me on the test, so there are 4 different versions of the exam. You really don't know which version you're going to get.
Mm-hmm.
Some tests have a bunch of drug questions. Some have a bunch of math. Some have a bunch of law. Some have a bunch of patient safety. It just depends on what question is, given, or what test form, I guess, is given to you. But when it comes to lisinopril, a lot of times I see lisinopril listed. I don't see
Okay.
the brand like that.
Okay.
What we're doing here is just exposing you to it.
Okay.
But on the board exam, I don't think you'll struggle with that too much.
Okay.
Now, lisinopril is definitely a very common drug, so that is something you want to pay attention to and just kind of remember for lisinopril, because it is very common. Hopefully that answered your question.
It did.
Okay, I didn't know if it did or not.
Mm.
Metoprolol. Metoprolol. Some people might say it a different way. Told y'all I say it how I feel like I need to say it. Okay. Metoprolol. Now, when I think about low pressure, which is the brand, low pressure. So low being where we want it to go, and pressure being the representative of blood pressure. So we want low pressure.
Mm-hmm.
Almost in a sense saying like low pressure.
Mm-hmm.
We don't want no pressure
Mm-hmm.
in that space. It also ends in OLOL. Now, if you pay attention, we've already covered about 15 different drugs. If you are remembering these word stems, when you see these drug names, it's not going to bother you, because a lot of times the word stems will step in. Now, I will also tell you that there are some drugs out there that don't have a word stem, and that is where you take your chances, because in life, sometimes you take chances.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing is ever 100%.
Mm-hmm.
But anyhow, it's still the same thing. Side effects may be dizziness. Take me with food. And it says don't take me if you have a slow heartbeat or heart failure. But it's a beta blocker. Okay. Procardia is the brand, and nifedipine, maybe nifedipine, or nifedipine, depending on how you say it. That word stem is DIPINE, same thing, DIPINE. And this one is also used to treat high blood pressure, and it is a calcium channel blocker. All of the drug stems that end in DIPINE are calcium channel blockers. Hey, friend, we are on YouTube Live. Look in my bio, click on the link tree and click on the YouTube link, and you can come and ask questions about how to start your pharmacy technician school, and also how to teach your students when you get them. Because, honey, you start a school and you don't have no teaching credit, then your people are not passing and they mad, and your reviews of your school is horrible. playing in their face. We're not gonna have it. And then say Lindsay taught me. Don't play with it. Okay. Any questions about this one?
No, this is good.
Okay. I treat hypertension. There it goes again. Arrhythmia. A lot of times, when you see people who have high blood pressure, a lot of times that will roll over into heart problems.
Mm-hmm.
So because again, all of those things are connected. It's all about the cardiovascular system. So again, diet, exercise, along with the medication is probably a lot of times what the doctors are recommending. Um, this one is simvastatin, and so there goes that statin again, Statin. The generic is simvastatin, and the brand is Zocor. Now, here is an example of where the generic and the brand, they look like they don't know each other. They look so different.
Yeah.
Totally different. And it's just times when it happens. And when it do, you just gotta go for what you know. But if you can remember statins are used to treat high cholesterol, then you can remember this potentially get this question correct on your board exam. If you see here, again, they're saying avoid grapefruit juice.
Mm-hmm.
Now, we learned that a few drugs back, right?
Mm-hmm.
So honestly, so far, you've probably learned about 20 drugs just by looking at these different type of statins. I'm very interested in the top 200 book. This is very helpful. Thanks. I think it's time to get certified. Please don't forget to leave your information. Hey, Paula, friend, I got you. I got you, friend. I got you. Definitely got you. Okay. Miss Aisha, friend, you have any questions about this?
No, friend, I'm good.
Okay, let's keep going. All right, sartan. Same thing. I'm telling y'all, valsartan. When I tell you, so far we've only covered five word stems, but you all have learned about 18 different drugs so far. We're on the 18th slide. Maybe about 15 because we had the entry, the first slide over there. Okay. Valsartan. Again, valsartan says that I am used to treat hypertension and congestive heart failure. Remember that tension from the heart goes along with the congestive heart failure. Not all the time, y'all. It's case by case scenario. Obviously, each person is going to be different. But if for any reason, you may run into a patient who may be on Diavan and they may not have high blood pressure, they could possibly have congestive heart failure. This is why, because it can be used to treat more than one thing. That's another thing about these drugs. Sometimes what you're going to learn today and what you'll be seeing in the course when you join the course is what the drug is commonly used for. But just like right now, Ozempic is out. Everybody is getting this Ozempic shot, right?
Yeah.
Ozempic is really used for diabetes, but people are using it for weight loss. It can be used. Sometimes drugs may have multiple meanings. So that's why I'm telling you, do not wreck your brain trying to remember every drug, what it's used to treat, all of these things, because drugs can be so versatile. And so what you want to just remember is the most common way that that drug is particularly dispensed, because that's what your job is as a technician, not the the consulting part, none of that, but just the dispensing part and making sure that what we're dispensing matches what the doctor ordered.
Mm-hmm.
And that's not too hard. And same thing, drug class, angiotensin receptor. Okay. Let's see. All right. So since we only have about 15 minutes left, I do want to open the floor for questions. And so now this goes into the digestive system. I will definitely be getting this book out to you all. This book, in my opinion, is so helpful. It has so many different slides, and we talk about so many different systems here. And then at the end, we give you all of our reference points. Okay. So that way, you know that we didn't just pull this from anywhere, but this is actually, some legit information. So I'm going to stop that and answer some questions. If anybody has any questions, definitely put them in the chat, because I want to make sure that you all are getting your questions answered tonight. I'm gonna add this, put this flyer back up, and then I'm gonna put the word stems that we talked about. And so, Aisha, friend, did you get an opportunity to write down all of the statins, or not all of the statins, all of the word stems?
Yeah, I think I
Okay,
did.
good. So you should have
And then
one.
once you send me that book, that's gonna really help.
Yes, the book is definitely going to help. It definitely will help you.
But what I noticed
Um,
is, like, for instance, with the cardiovascular system, 9 out of 10, you're not going to be able to take food with those drugs. Or
you
I'm sorry,
say
you have to eat with those drugs.
okay. I was like,
You
ooh,
was
what did?
like, what? You have to eat with those drugs. You can't drink alcohol or grapefruit juice with those drugs.
Mm-hmm,
And most of those drugs, you have to watch if you're pregnant or
mm-hmm,
breastfeeding. So those were the
mm-hmm.
commonalities that I saw with most of those drugs. And I think just going back through and looking at those STEM words and just, yeah, that's helpful. I think the book is gonna be helpful too, because it helps visual learners. I'm a visual learner.
Okay.
So that's gonna help me, like, when I go to take the test, I can visualize what I saw.
Right, right. It will definitely help you kind of retain that information. One of the things that students say to me that are so encouraging and just makes me like, oh my God, that you really remember that. Is they're like, when I take my test, Miss Lindsay, I hear your voice. And
Yeah,
I'm like, really? You can hear me? And they're like, I just remember what you're saying. And
yeah,
so I'm that's why I try to be as specific as possible. And I don't want to overwhelm you all with information that is filler information. I just want you to remember exactly what you need to know to select the correct answer on the test.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
So definitely. If my friends are on here who are interested in opening a pharmacy technician school, maybe interested in starting your own course, this is a great time to answer questions. Your questions will help to jog my memory and all of the knowledge I've stored up. But one thing I do encourage you all is to make sure, if you want to teach, make sure you get trained and do things to bring back your memory and to jog the information that you stored in your mind years and years and years ago. Because if you're going to be teaching people, you want them to know how to pass the test. Some of my friends are saying they've been tests for 17 years ago. Well, honey, that test have changed. It changed in 2020. Okay. So this is a good time for you to really kind of, I take my test tomorrow. Nervous is an understatement. We sending positive vibes your way, okay?
Absolutely.
That you pass, and that when you sit in that seat, you remember everything you've retained. This is what I will tell you. When you sit in that seat, the first thing you want to do is to imagine what it feels like to pass. Go ahead and embody the feeling of passing, and hold on to that information. Like, hold on to that space.
Mhm.
And I tell my friends all the time when they take their board exam, everything in your past has prepared you for this moment. And when I say that, I mean that, because this is the thing that has helped them. When you go through the test, because some of my friends, they need to look at the front of the test, the middle of the test, look at those all those questions. I have had friends who said I had to go through all 100 questions. And it's helpful for some. And if that's what you need to do, do that. Because if you are taking the test and you're one of those type of people that you're so anxious to know what the next question is, that you freaking out where you are right now, then baby, just stop, flag that little question, and just run through, just go ahead and browse through the questions.
Yeah.
So that way you know what's on the exam. Now you can be a little at ease. Answer all the questions you know first.
Yep.
all the ones you know first, because this is like a tournament. You got to gas yourself up. You got to prop yourself up in this world. You know what I'm saying? You can't just be out here and then the first question you answer is one that, got you contemplating and got you second guessing yourself. No, make sure that you do all the ones you know first, flag the ones you don't know, and repeat that cycle until you finish. I wish you the best of luck.
You're gonna do
Daisy,
great.
yes. Look, friend saying you're gonna do great. Great. Daisy Lynn, I hope I said that right. Hey, Daisy Lynn, thank you for being here. I appreciate it. Aisha, friend, can you see it?
I'm looking at them now. I'm
Okay,
looking
okay,
at them
good. I
from
didn't
the
know if everybody
YouTube.
could see it.
I got
Okay,
the
good.
YouTube up.
Oh, okay. Very good. We have about 7 more minutes. I don't really want to, I know a lot of friends said they had questions. If you all have questions, this is your time to ask.
I'm not sure I understand.
Oh, Siri want to be a part, y'all. Excuse me.
Your Siri sound like a dude. Mine sound like a female.
Yeah, he is. It's a man. He's from England. You are so welcome, Tamika. Thank you for this session. You are so welcome. Definitely make sure that you join. We are doing lives every Tuesday at 6:30. This is you all's opportunity to sneak peek at LW's course. This gives you an opportunity to see what our 15-week program is like, what my teaching style is like. And it just gives you a opportunity to be a part of our family. So if you enjoyed this live, come back again next Tuesday, same time, same place. Next week, we'll be talking about, what are we talking about next week? Dosage forms.
That's week 5. Someone
Dosage forms.
asked, how often does new classes start? New classes start the first Monday of every month. First Monday of every month.
Yep. Next class is December 4th. And let me see. I want to also talk about our scholarship that we have. Let me stop this share. And
the emails are coming in.
Really? Okay, let's see. Slide, extra camera.
I'm cold.
Okay.
You don't see it, friend?
I don't see it. I don't see how to Oh, never mind. My bad, y'all. Look, I've been up since early. Okay, hold on. Let me see something. I want to show y'all this scholarship, because what this scholarship has done for so many people is it has opened up the opportunity for them to become pharmacy technicians. And what we do understand is, sometimes it's hard, especially when you are trying to work and also trying to provide and just kind of do your best. Let me just go this way. Oh no, that's the wrong one. Hold on, let me remove it. So we have found some help, basically, is what I'm trying to say to y'all. And if I can find it. Oh, I'm using a new software too, y'all, because I'm always growing, and I keep forgetting how to work this. But the scholarship program. So this scholarship program, what it does is it will take care of child care assistance, transportation, work uniforms, testing fees, the cost of the program. It will take care of all of that. Hello, I sent an email regarding the top 200 drugs. Definitely, yes. Miss Paula, can you also, let me put the email address in here, Miss Paula, or you can also text us. Y'all, that number does receive text messages. So if you want to text us, you can text us and we'll definitely make sure we respond back to you. We're pretty good about responding. Okay. But yes, so the scholarship program is pretty much where you can use it anywhere. We're starting to figure that out. Like we said, it was just for Texas, but we're starting to realize that the WIOA is throughout the country. And so all you would need to do to qualify for this scholarship is to reach out to your WIOA. They're typically at your local workforce or work source centers. Go in there, tell them you found our school, you want to take our course, and you can get signed up. We've had some students sign up and they've been able to utilize the scholarship, and it's worked for them. So this is definitely a good opportunity for you if that's something that you're interested in. Okay. But it looks like we've covered everything we needed to cover tonight. So I appreciate everybody being here on this live and participating with me and Aisha Friend as we dive into what it's like to be a pharmacy technician. And hopefully you all got your questions answered. If you have more questions, definitely feel free to share them with us through email. Who do we contact? I was just about to ask about this. Who do we contact?
Texas work or whatever workforce.
Yeah, your
in your area, your workforce, your local workforce office.
And people are doing this over the phone, right?
Yeah, they're contacting them over the phone.
Local workforce office. You can also email us or text us if you don't get all your questions answered tonight. I definitely want to thank everybody who was on my TikTok live for being patient with me. This is my first time trying to juggle two lives at one time. We're going to get better with this, but thank you all for your patience and your support. Your support means more to us than you actually realize. So thank y'all so much for being here tonight. It is 7:29, and so we are going to let you all go. Please definitely text us and email us any questions you have. We have the phone numbers going across the screen. Please give the number. I don't see it. It is 903-295-5933. And the email is info@lwpschool.com. Did you get it, Miss Paula? I want to make sure you get it before we get out of here. Okay, friends on TikTok, bye. Thank y'all. Okay. All right, YouTube, we about to wrap. Thank y'all again for joining tonight. If you need anything, everything is in the chat. And I think this video is going to post immediately. If I'm correct about that.
Yeah, it'll go immediately, so people can go back and watch it.
Y'all go back and watch the live. Okay. Thanks, Lindsay. I'll be contacting you. You're welcome. Good night. See you all later.